bring this up. Your channel. Turn down the volume. Hit the thumbs up. Some scans. I'm not going to put on my headphones yet. We'll get this. Okay. Why is this not updating? I know I put more in there. Yeah. Okay. We're going to quit notes. Got do not disturb on, I think. Yes. We're going to open notes. Good morning. Okay, there we go. Look at some scans. Yesterday was a rough day for me. I'm early today because we have Fed. Vero. I think Vero's the one. Brokerage holdings, nothing. Not owned, my list. Rocket Mortgage. Oh boy. We just crapped out. Everything's soaring. Fuck, why didn't I buy TQQQ? We're gonna go over here. Look at Boyle. Boyle's flying. We're gonna go TQQQ. Wait till you see this chart. No. Oh, why didn't I get it? Why didn't I get it? Why didn't I get it? Oh, God. I was literally opening up Active Trader Pro to try and trade. Inflation easing. Skyrocketing. Fuck! Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Arrgh. So I got in here. How do I move this? Damn, 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 damn. Oh, let's put this in. Let's put in the headline. Inflation easing. Stocks fly. MCK. Well, here's my thought, James. My thought is I should have gotten in the order for TQQQ at $17.80. I was literally typing it in. Still under 20. Do I want it? Even though it's going to be up about 10. CPI came in light, which indicates maybe the Fed's going to not raise rates as aggressive. Oh. So here's one. I just didn't. I missed it by 1 penny. And I was trying to, well, not 1 penny. I just didn't get the order in. That was the problem. I didn't get in here in time. Oh, yeah. Joe. So here's what happened. I'll go over it on the podcast when I start recording. So, and I posted this. By the way, if you are not in the Facebook group, go to the link tree down below. There is a private Facebook group. We had a little chat last night. 4 or 5 messages back and forth. Here, you know what? Let me go and look. Let's go. Because, let me see. See all profiles. We're going to go to daily stock pick. And then we're going to go to, how do I get to, okay, I'm acting like daily stock pick. That's fine. And I'm going to go to this group. This is the private Facebook group. And last night, here was a post. I posted about BITI, which I have to make sure, yeah. Let me see. Here. Jeremy says, any predictions on CPI? Look. Personal guess that I'll go over tomorrow, But if it's a bad number, meaning inflation is sticky and still high, I think the market is flat. That was my guess, okay? The high multiple names have been taken down, a beating in November. So far, I am way down in November. We're 10 days into November, and I'm down almost the highest of any month in the year. If inflation is subsiding, meaning the number was lower than expected, which is what it came, I think the market flies. I think Powell will go half a point in a hike in December because he's still going to be a little bit, aggressive. But I bet the market flies and very well might buy TQQQ in the morning. Remember, the White House has pre-warned if inflation is high before, so I suspect no news from them might be good news. We know gas has stayed flat. This is what I said last night. You can see it right here. Right here. It is in writing, folks. Fuck, I've been more right than wrong lately. I got to trust myself. I just got to get in here earlier. That's my main issue. And if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. We can have some good discussions in there like we do here on YouTube Live every morning. But, I missed it. Now here. TQQQ is still continuing to rise. It's got confirmation. It is back within the Bollinger Bands. It is still under 20. Fuck. The futures are up. Let me see. The NASDAQ is implied open only up 50. Let me see. Yeah, it's not soaring as much as I thought it would be. But if we go back to Safari, I don't think I can show you this, but over here, ARKs are up 6%. 6% in pre-market. CrowdStrike up 6%. I've got shit that's up 10%. The only shit that's not up 10% is GBTC, ETHE. ETHE is actually up 2%. I'm taking a bath on GBTC, by the way. I've held it. I had some tax implications. I got to sell it for the loss. I just haven't. But as I hold on to it, I wound up losing more. Even XOM. Oil's up 2%. Oxy. Here. Oxy. Up 2% in the pre-market to 69. Devon Energy. Up 3% to 68. It's under 70. I should have gotten rid of this. There's a lot. Guys, I tell you what to do, but I'm not. I give you advice, but I'm just not great at even looking at my own advice. But okay, here's ARK Holdings on scans. I could kill it. Ugh. That's the worst. And by the way, this is the same feeling that I have when I miss Boyle, when I miss Goldman Sachs, EXC. Tesla's up $10, guys. Tesla. Yeah. Tesla up $10. ARKs up 7%. We're not going to do anything on the NASDAQ 100. Let's look at the S&P 100. EXC. Exelon. Let's see what Exelon is. Utilities. Overweight, sector weight. 43 price target. It's at 37. But that's from October 3rd. The utility service holding company engages in energy generation. Yeah, Joe, this is why you join the private Facebook group. And why it says one person's watching. More than one person's watching. Okay. Tell me that there's more than one person watching. Did everybody get like dropped or something? I don't like this EXC. I'm not a huge fan of utilities. And I would have liked to probably, I mean, look at this. It's going up, but the stock's not really moving that much. No, I'm not going to mention this one. Let's go to the videotape energy. I don't think we have weak energy right now. Yeah. Who is it? Jackson. There's nothing in the energy sector that crossed up. Wow. Nothing in the energy sector that crossed up. Hey, Jeffin. It says 2 people are watching. I don't understand that. See, I don't believe these freaking numbers. I hope it didn't drop everybody. I'm still watching, so obviously if people aren't watching, it's something. Holy fuck, by the way. Crypto is soaring. How the fuck is crypto soaring? GBTC isn't soaring. Chesapeake Energy. Remember how I brought up Chesapeake Energy? I think we brought it up here. It's at 102 right now. Okay, where's this one? I think it's Vera. Yeah. This is one. I think this is the one I saw in pre-market. Let me see. Stock websites. Pre-market movers. Veru. Veru is the one that I want. Not Vera. CHK is good. I'll talk about crypto. Crypto is actually going to... Mike Novogratz, if you guys were watching CNBC, Mike Novogratz was harsh on Sam Bankman-Fried this morning. This Veru is getting killed, by the way, I think. Let me go over to... and TQQQ is still soaring. Veru, I think, is the one that is getting killed. Yes. It closed at 15. It's down at 5. I got to look at the news on this one. Yeah, this is their COVID-19. So this one had a COVID-19 issue. And it had a COVID-19 pill. And if you remember, here, I'll look at this one. See, this is one. We're going to pull this back. There. You can't see it. See that gap right there? 4 to 5. Then you got another gap, 8 to 10. Then you got another gap here, 12 to 15. These all gapped up. Hey, my neighbor's nanny's here. My neighbor's nanny parks in my driveway. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, see all these gaps? This was a hype play. Total hype play. But Veru. And we went over this one back in COVID time. Performance year to date. You can see it better on this chart. Here's the year. It was trading at about 5. They got this COVID pill. They're not making money. Hey, we got this COVID pill. We're going into FDA approval. FTA says it doesn't work. Boom. Okay, so the only scan I've got is Rocket. Okay, which one? Let me see. I'm going to go over. I'm going to put these at the top. MCK and TOL for James. I'll look at those, James. I'll put in Workday too. James, were you the one that told me Workday? I had Workday on my screen. James, who's not getting killed on tech stocks? Here's what you have to know about tech stocks, man. You know, I'll talk about it, but here. I think I can. Let me see if I can. Here. Let's go to a monthly. And we'll go to Google. Because Google, I think, was around during the dot bomb. Let's go monthly. No, I guess not. You know what was around during the dot bomb? Microsoft. And it's a good view of Microsoft to go back to monthly, because you'll see exactly what's kind of happening now. So here's Microsoft. This was, remember, Windows 95 was Microsoft's, I should go over this on the podcast. It was their huge platform. And so when Windows 95 kind of came out, Microsoft was printing money. You could do no wrong during this period. And then 2000 came. And Microsoft was floundering under, God, the guy who owns the Clippers, the crazy dude. And it just didn't do a thing. And it just, again, you were trading at about 55. It took you all the way up to 2016, 16 years if you bought here at 55 to get back to even. I got to tell you, I probably bought Microsoft, my first load of Microsoft around here. 1998, I would have been 28 years old. And right about here is probably where I bought Microsoft. Bomber, that's it. CPI came out, Jesse. Brittany bitch. I got to come up with a name for Jesse. We'll come up with a name for you, Jesse. Weed Man. I was going to clean my room, but then I got high. I was going to get up, but then I got high. But yeah, so here, if I bought, I think I went into the red here during the 2009 crisis, so I must have bought it around $16, $17 or something. I added to it over the years because you get dividends from Microsoft. Yeah. I was going to watch CPI data, but then I got high. I was going to hear Rick Santelli yell, but then I got high. But yeah. Oh, maybe I'll sing that song on the podcast too. Guys, I lost listeners. I looked at my stats yesterday. You guys got to start hyping me up on your socials and stuff, because I lost a bunch. I think I went down as low as, I lost about 1,000 listeners from Monday to Monday. It doesn't give me like specifics, but yeah, ARK KK. Tesla is up 5%. ARK KK is up 8%. ARK F is up 8%. But this is a great example. So you see that button hook? If we were trading on a monthly basis, you see that button hook right there? You probably would have gotten out. I probably could, change my algorithm from a 4-hour chart to a monthly chart, and it'd get you out here. And then you just went this was the housing crisis. This is just, you don't even see COVID in here, by the way. It doesn't even show up on a monthly basis. And then you have Microsoft kind of coming back to the 50-day. And that's where it's going to sit. I should send this to my friend Ada. Jim Cramer is on. I want to apologize, douche. Okay, I got to get started. 10 o'clock, I got a hard cutoff. It's now 9 o'clock. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let me see. I got everything set up. Boom, bum, bum, bum. I got 10 people watching. Let me see if I have any text now. Happy CPI day to you. CPI just came out, and we were celebrating on YouTube Live. And I've got a chart here of, by the way, I am 25 minutes in. We've been on YouTube Live for 25 minutes. So just starting, if you want to see a chart, then add 25 minutes, go to the YouTube Live. So I will just be going over crypto. I will be going over how crypto, Sam Bankman-Fried seems like a criminal, may not be a criminal, but seems like a criminal. I will be going over about 10 or maybe 10 stocks that people have asked for. I'll look at Earnings Whisper today too to see if there's anything after the bell that we kind of like. Everything's flying. So the news of the morning is that CPI October inflation eased. Kind of was expected. If you want to see, this is the private, what I'm showing right now on YouTube is the private Facebook group. You should be in there. Jeremy asked me last night, any predictions on how CPI will affect the market tomorrow? Here is from 12 hours ago, which was about 9 o'clock last night. This is what I typed, exact wording. Personal guess that I'll go over tomorrow, but if it's a bad number, meaning inflation is sticky and still high, the market is flat. The high multiple names have taken a beating in November. If inflation is subsiding, I think the market flies, thinking Powell will only go 0.5% hike in December. I'd bet on the market flying and very well may buy TQQQ in the morning. Remember, the White House has pre-warned if inflation is high before, so I suspect no news from them might be good news. We know gas has stayed pretty flat. Guys, this wasn't something that, oh my God, this is hard to figure out. This is crazy easy. Again, here's what happened to me. I kind of got a text from my housekeeper. Hey, we're going to show up tomorrow, clean your house. I said, okay. So in the morning, I kind of fluttered around, didn't even think about CPI, turned on CNBC, heard about CPI, and I'm like, ooh, I got to get in there and buy it before 8:30. Got in here, got a bunch of texts that, quote unquote, triggered me. It was from some friends. They were meaning to trigger me. I got all wrapped up, finally got on Fidelity, was going to buy TQQ at 1780, 1760, 17 something. I didn't get it in. And within 5 seconds of the announcement, TQQQ was up at 1920. So I said, okay, I've chased things before. I'm not going to chase it now. Right now it's at 1973. So I'll show you the Active Trader Pro. Right here was when I kind of got into my office to try and trade. Not going to work. Its 52-week low is 1632. You were close to that. It closed at 1760. Yesterday's range was 1753 to 1870. It had zero confirmation yesterday. We'll go to a 2-day and we'll look at yesterday. It had nothing. It just continued to slide. And you see it in the pre-market, just straight. Now it's outside the Bollinger Bands. The Bollinger Bands are syncing up. It's probably going to take another move higher. If I had to guess, that would be where I would go. See how these Bollinger Bands are just syncing up right there? My guess is we move above 20. So at some point today, I do think that we move above 20. If not today, then tomorrow. I think this is clear that inflation is coming down. I saw a great, by the way, a Bloomberg. I will link it in the chat. I'll put it actually in the YouTube description as a comment, a pinned comment. But it's a great Bloomberg article on the European energy emergency, and I think it's kind of telling. I'm kind of holding my energy stuff, but yeah, let me get a drink of water. Okay, so here's what's happening in the crypto world. So that's CPI. Guys, I think the market's going to be way up today. I think we start to fly a little bit. I think the past week has been horrific. I think this is the start of another bounce. Whether it sustains or not, I don't know. But I do think that you can probably count on a bounce. If we're looking at SPY, I'll just look at SPY in the algorithm since we like to look at that one, just to see should we be in or out of the market. Here's where I see SPY. See, there's a gap here between 360 and 363. You're on the downside of the 9-day, but you just had a catalyst, and that catalyst probably points you up towards the upper side of the 9-day and towards the 200-day, which is about 390. This is on SPY. You really haven't had a complete loss of SPY. You haven't. You've really just come down from about 390 to 374. It's been trickling down. Now, if you're in the NASDAQ and we look at the QQQ, you have been hurt because these high multiple names have really come down from 283 down to 263 on the Qs, but you've filled this gap. So I think that what today is telling me is that this MACD will cross up in the morning. You'll get above this 9-day. You'll get some confirmation, and you'll move up towards this 200-day, which is 291. That's a 10% move in the QQQ. Triple lever that with TQQQ, and you've got yourself a 30% move. You wait for confirmation. If we pull up TQQQ, I don't think it's got confirmation. But sometimes with the triple levered ETFs, you kind of have to gamble. And let's see. Yeah. See, the MACD is just moving down. But with this pre-market move, I mean, shit. ARK W is up 8%. ARK K is up 8%. ARK F is up 7%. Amazon is up 6%. Let's look at Snowflake. Snowflake is up 9%. This was one, by the way, while I'm looking at it, before I get into crypto, Jackson asked me yesterday, God, I'm down 30% on Snowflake. Snowflake has no confirmation whatsoever. Should you buy into it? I'm in at 183. It's trading at 126. I may double down. I think this is still a good company. The problem is, if we go over here and we go to FinViz and we show Snowflake, A, they're not making money. Their price to sales is 24. Their forward PE. This is just how many quarters is it going to take to actually make 289. That's just, I mean, it's super, super, super high. Can they grow into it? Here's what happened on the last earnings call. Look at this. It went from 160. It gapped up to 183. It continued up to about 203. Did I sell it? Hell no, I didn't sell it. I held on to this son of a bitch. I'm still holding. It's probably not the most prudent move, not the proudest time that I've had. But even though it's an up day, it's got no confirmation. You know what? This might be a long-term buy and hold. I can dollar cost average it. If I just put, $5,000 more in, then 183, 137, maybe I'm at 150. So I do think that there's an opportunity there. Hold on. had oatmeal this morning. Don't hurt me. Don't kill me in the comments. Okay. Sorry, I had to take a break. I had oatmeal this morning, so I'm asking the people in YouTube Live to not kill me on this one. But, yeah, so the high multiple names, good moves today, great moves today, should hold up, should be fine. I don't see a catalyst bringing this down. Even Robinhood is up. It's up 64 cents. It's up almost 8%. Everything that's gotten killed, Shopify up 9% to $33. I think you have opportunities here. I do. I don't think that in my mind, I think you've turned a corner with CPI. Now, here's what you have to understand about how crypto fits into all of this. Wow, the Dow Jones futures are up 700, NASDAQ up almost 500. Holy crap. Crypto. So, long story, really shortened down and really dumbed down because I'm not smart enough to actually understand this. But Sam Bankman-Fried, who's the CEO, owner, founder of FTX, the way he founded FTX was he basically would take discovered that Bitcoin was selling for one price in one part of the world and would buy it from an exchange in one part of the world and then sell it at another exchange in another part of the world where it was selling higher. So great capitalism, just, he figured that all of this out and he could do it. Really brilliant kid. FTX became the largest, next to Binance, kind of bank of crypto. Sorry. And you've got this enormous just depository of money, of crypto. And if you know rich people, when you have money, you basically get given money and you can use it the way you want. So he had this bank of deposits, and it's not a bank, so I hate to call it deposits, but that's the easiest way to understand it. He had this bank of deposits. He then, when crypto started crashing, he saw an opportunity and he started making investments in other cryptos. And just one that I know of that comes off the top of my head is Voyager. Voyager was a depository of crypto as well. Those ponytail dudes that are never on CNBC anymore because they have legal things against them and they can't be on CNBC because of Voyager and crypto. Jesse, you dirty mofo. But yeah, so essentially he bought Voyager. He put all of these investments into another little depository, and he started banking and betting with other people's money. So Binance yesterday goes in and said, yeah, we're going to buy out FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried over the weekend has said, yeah, there's no problem, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, privately, he's telling people that there is a problem. So he's out there lying kind of out in the open. Remember, crypto is not regulated. So your deposits are not insured. Your deposits don't exist if things go wrong. You have no recourse from a government standpoint. That's what crypto is all about. They basically make sure that, hey, we're just going to, regulate ourselves. So Sam makes all these bets. The market tanks. He's now $8 billion in the hole. So people start taking their money out, and he doesn't have the money to give them back. Classic. This is what Bernie Madoff went to jail for. Whether it's criminal or not, that's to be seen. Gary Gensler was on CNBC this morning, and it is what it is. Mike Novogratz, who owns a public company, MicroStrategy, that or not, he's not the MicroStrategy guy. He owns a public company that trades in crypto and stuff, and he can't make statements, but he did say he's met Sam a bunch of times. And all of this is just speculation, by the way. Novogratz thinks Sam transferred all the customer money, which is $8 billion, to a private investment firm, and then lost on the investments. Kind of like a Ponzi scheme. Novogratz called Sam a criminal on air. It's getting nasty against Sam. Sam is hated on Twitter. Sam is hated on FinTwit. He has turned from a vegan, gentle, giant kid who's very smart to the moron that has lost all of everybody's money and has taken down crypto. Mind you, this could take down crypto. If you have Binance on remember what happened during the financial crisis? Banks got bought out by other banks and saved by other banks. Bank of America had to buy Countrywide Mortgage, which lost a bunch of money, and Bank of America had to take those losses. The government made it worth their while to take those losses because, again, the banking system needs to hold up, blah, blah, blah. It's too big to fail. It is what it is. But what this does is, with crypto going down so much, money is taken out of the market. So there's a benefit to this as well. And it's only a benefit if you're not in crypto. I've told you, have 1 to 5% of your actual net worth in crypto. I still believe that. I think you should not double down, but it should be 1 to 5% because that can absolutely be life-changing if things get right. You're playing in the Wild West now. It's a little hard. That's why I say trade GBTC, ETHE. I like to trade those things. I hate fees, and fees are just the killer. And I'm not very good at understanding a lot of crypto stuff, like transferring from wallets and stuff. But if crypto does lose and it bounces down and it gets to a point where people just don't trust it, and that's what crypto is built on, a trust factor. And right now you don't have a trust factor. So if that gets taken down, you're taking trillions of dollars out of the central world bank, if you will, because make no mistake about it, this is trading in US dollars. And when you have an asset that loses trillions of dollars, you're taking that money out of the system. So it does the Fed's work for it. So a lot of these speculative assets that the Fed says, hey, we shouldn't be speculating on these as a country. And that's what's driving up inflation, because there's all these, there's a famous meme that, this guy's sitting at a bar and he's got all these beautiful women around him. And he says, hey, I'm a Bitcoin millionaire. And they're like, buy us a drink. And he said, oh, I don't have any money. That's essentially what this is. He spent a small amount of money, got a big amount of money in return. So he is a millionaire. But if that asset goes to zero, he's got nothing. Now, he might have just lost, $10, $15 or whatever he put into that, but he's got no money. And that makes people feel poorer. That's exactly what the Fed is trying to do by cutting down inflation, is killing demand. So he doesn't have the money to go out there and buy goods. So it's kind of a good thing in some respect. Again, if you're not in crypto, I want to make that point. I am only talking about the Fed's action of trying to push this down. They're going over the FTX token right now on CNBC, but it's that's essentially what you're seeing. And so I do think that overall this is good for the market for it coming down, not good for my portfolio. I still freaking hold GBTC and ETHE at big losses, but I'll probably tax loss harvest those. So that's essentially what happened. Okay, let's go into stocks. XPO. D-Man was on YouTube Live yesterday and said, XPO, God, I love this one, blah, 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 blah. D-Man was great. Fantastic trade by D-Man. Look at XPO. Into earnings, it got a MACD cross-up, 28.73. It is today at 34.38. Yesterday, it traded up until 36. Kind of has a button hook. Don't know if I'd get out, but there does seem to be some previous button hooks around this time where you almost had the exact move from 29 to 35. When we looked at FinViz, and XPO's making money. They're down 25% year to date. They don't have a dividend. But Jefferies initiated coverage on October 25th with a $70 price target. It's trading at 34. Not saying it's getting to 70, but look at the MACD. It's crossing down. The RSI is coming down. I think you probably should look at this one as maybe getting out because it's been on too much of a run. The gaps have all been covered. There's nothing, the only gap is above between 37 and 40. I think you cover it, but I think you might cover it today. Let me see what XPO and Active Trader Pro is doing. TQQQ, 1991. You are just below 20. Anything below 20, I continue to say, might be a good deal. XPO Logistics, it doesn't really have pre-market volume. It doesn't trade pre-market. It closed at 34. It's going to open up at 36. So that button hook might be a little bit premature. I think you may be looking at a good market, this one covering all the way to 40. You could be. But D-Man, great trade, high five. Jesse wanted me to look at VOC. Energy, this is a VOC Energy Trust. I think I looked at it yesterday on YouTube Live. It's a good one. It's just kind of like most energy, you're kind of just looking at this gap here at 944 to 968, hopefully covering that. It's well above its 200. It's going to use that 200-day as some support. If it breaks through, you're looking at a little leg down. But I don't see, there's a volume shelf here at 836. If we pulled it back to the most recent highs, let's pull it back to July. Yeah, it's about 840. It's trading at 915. It's building its volume shelf up here. I wouldn't think that it was great, but VOC, good trade. If you got it at 675, fantastic trade. So Snowflake for Jackson. I told him I would look at it. It is up 10% today. I went over it a little bit just because it's up 10%. Still, the candle will come out at 8:30, 9:30. It's going to trade at 138. You know what it's going to do? It's going to gap up here. It's going to gap up. So you're going to have a gap. And so remember what I said. In downward trending stocks, the downward gap has more of a magnet than the upward gap. But here's the thing. If you gap up and you get above that 9-day, that 200-day is kind of flat. I would expect some of these gaps at 160 and 180 to still be in play. This one's going to move. If this market moves, Snowflake is going to fly. So James wanted me to look at MCK, which is McKesson Corporation. I think this is a materials or something. Let me see. Healthcare. I should have known healthcare. There's no recent monkey analysts. Healthcare service in the United States. This is probably like UNH. Let's look at them. It's medical distribution. The only other medical that I really know is United Healthcare. United Healthcare's PE is 26. McKesson is 41. It's medical distribution, dental supplies. The most recent price targets from June are 378, and it's at 386. This one looks expensive. James, I would say it's high. I think their earnings came in nicely. You can see the pop on earnings. This one had a buy back on September 21st at 349. You're still in it. I mean, if you're taking a month to move 10%, probably not a great trading stock, probably a significantly better investment stock. I would probably wait for some. Here's the thing. Look at the 52-week range here. You're 3% below your 52-week high of 401. You're 79% above your 52-week low of 215. Year to date, it's up 55%. Crazy good stock for this year. Would I buy it now? 5 years from now, it's probably a super to get that PE. I would say it's a super, super well-run company. It's just priced to free cash flow is 12. It's high. It's super, super high. I'd probably wait. At some point, this one's coming back. You can see the MACD's kind of crossing down. My guess is this just cools off. Its next catalyst is the ex-dividend date of November 30th. Great stock. I like it. Another one, Toll Brothers. I was actually just watching. Is Sam Bankman-Fried actually? Yeah, he's tweeting right now. Toll Brothers. I was just watching Lehman, or is it? What is it? I forget the name. They are 3D printing a full community of houses. They are literally putting the 3D printer up and building these houses at record time. Oh my God. Unbelievable. It's not Toll Brothers. I forget who it was. I'll have to look it up. But Toll Brothers, my parents owned a Toll Brothers house. The company has changed significantly. This has been a stock that you just haven't wanted to be in. Remember, we have DRV and DRN for the housing, triple levered housing ETFs. This one in December was a $70 stock. You're down at 40. I mean, how, with interest rates this high and going up, by the way, FTX, crypto is soaring now. But with interest rates going up, I just can't see new houses getting the traction that they are. I think these guys, the benefit to housing and getting into these, your catalyst is going to be December 6th when they announce their earnings. The catalyst is going to be, hey, our costs have come down. That's going to be the only catalyst for Toll Brothers. Significantly, not, hey, we're selling a ton more houses. The demand problem for houses is still out there, but you've got people demanding that people come back to the office. Toll Brothers is not a in-city builder. They are a suburb builder. And so you have people who maybe aren't necessarily moving out to the suburbs. They want to get back into the cities because they've got to get to work. So I'd say Toll Brothers, the algorithm has you out. It doesn't have you in. See the exit? The algorithm loses you 37%. Buying and holding loses you only 4%. You have 31 positions in the algorithm. You only win on 16% of those. Your average win is only 9%. There's better stocks out there. Better ones to trade. Trade Boyle. Trade TQQQ. It's going to leave you less exposed to the housing crisis that could happen, because let's be honest, it could happen. One that we looked at yesterday was Workday. It has you out. This is like an HR kind of platform. They provide software services, and they provide for HR and companies. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly the FinViz description. They're not making money. Guggenheim came out on the 7th. They moved them from sell to neutral. It's a $170 price target. It's trading at $134. Provides enterprise cloud applications in the United States and internationally. The company's applications help its customer base to plan, execute, analyze. It's a CFO software company that provides stuff in the cloud for them. So it's a good company, not making money. Cloud's been killed. This one, the algorithm loses you 43% versus buying and holding loses you 38%. 33 positions, you'll only win 18% of the time. If you like cloud, get into it. I just don't think this one's going to lead. One that I absolutely should have told you guys about yesterday, and again, I put this in the private Facebook group, was BITI. It's a short of Bitcoin. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. It got you in November 8th, 2 days ago, at $39. It's at $45 today. There is confirmation out the wazoo on this one. Let's see where it's trading pre-market right now, because I think it's going to be way down. BITO is the long term, I think. This is the short term. It is from 45. It's down to 42. You're going to need to watch Sam Bankman-Fried's Twitter. You're going to need to watch the FTX situation. BITO this is the ProShare Bitcoin. You can see it's got no confirmation down here. Oh my God, that MACD is low. The actual RSI is at 17. This is trading at $9. Probably easily. Let's see. BITO. It closed at $9. It's trading at 11 now, I think. 1037. So, watch it. I mean, this one trades. BITO and BITI trade in it's kind of like BOIL and KOLD. It's kind of like UCO and SCO. You can trade it. Rivian announced earnings. RIVN up 10%, I think. Let's see. RIVN. Let's move over to, you can see it on Active Trader Pro. Rivian closed at 28. It is up at 32. It is up almost 20%. Crazy move. They announced that they will meet their deliveries. They're doing better from a production standpoint. They're also doing better on a margin standpoint. They're never going to make any money. It's going to be a long time. Here's what you have to see about Rivian. If you're interested in trading Rivian, and you can see it's got no confirmation down here, but at 34, it's well above. It's right in the middle of the Bollinger Band. It's above the 200-day at 34. We brought this up yesterday. I said it could pop with any good news. The problem that you had to see was Lucid the day before announced poor earnings. But I said this one could pop. Here's what you have to know about Rivian before you invest in it. Rivian is not making money. Their price to sales is 52. 52. This is down 72% year to date. This was expected to be the next Tesla. The cars, the trucks are amazing. RJ, the CEO, has done an amazing job at hype. These guys are not going bankrupt anytime soon. They are backed by Amazon. They have plenty of orders to actually fill, unlike Lucid. Lucid went down because their order volume went down. They're just not getting the order volume. During a time of recession, do I need to pay $180,000 for a Lucid car when I can pay like $80,000 for a Tesla Model S, Plaid, and I have my charging infrastructure, whereas Lucid does not. They rely on Electrify America. Sam Bankman-Fried is putting out. Sam Bankman-Fried is putting out. I am not a criminal. But here's what I wanted to do. So the price to sales on Rivian is 52. Let's look at Tesla. The price to sales is 7. And they're making money. Why wouldn't you just buy Tesla? It's different company, different opportunities. But again, if you think that Rivian's going to go up, I guarantee you Tesla is going to go up. They're going to move in tandem. Right now, Tesla is up. Let's see. Tesla is up 8% to 192. It's going back to that 200 mark. Elon is probably done selling. The RSI on Tesla was way down to 19, below that 20 mark. The MACD is not crossing up, but I tell you, I still think that at some point in time, it might go back to that 138. But if Elon's done selling, I think that 200 is the pivot point. So add a little bit more here at 190. Could have gotten at 170, but you know what? 190 is not going to kill you. I may add more. Let's look at UMC. Corey on the Facebook group asked me to look at UMC, United Microelectronics. You had a MACD cross up here on November 7th at 635. You're trading at 642. I don't know anything about this company, but look at that RSI. It's at 65. I don't know that I'd necessarily touch it. The algorithm makes you 14%. Buying and holding makes you 17% on this. You have 29 positions within 1,000 candles. 31% are winners. Your average win is 11%. So it's not a bad stock to trade. Let's look at UMC right here. UMC, they're making money. 7.8 PE. They are a technology semiconductor. You know what? Probably like you have Qualcomm. Qualcomm's PE is 9, but they have a significantly broader range probably of chips. They also have a dividend. Let's see. Does UMC have a dividend? 12% dividend. So I was wrong. This could be a great company to buy. I still like you to trade SOXL for the semiconductors. The most recent Citigroup downgraded UMC from buy to sell. The most recent price target is from last year in June, moving down to $7.30. It's trading at $6.41. Typically, those price, after a year, it just doesn't mean anything. It's down 41% year to date. Your 52-week high is 11. You're 46% below that. You are 19% above your 52-week low of $5.36. I don't think it's bad. If you believe in it because you know something that I necessarily don't, I think it's a better opportunity. I think there are better opportunities in the chip space, specifically because chips are going to be having inventory issues. So now, one that I do like in the chip space is Micron, MU. I liked this one better at 50 than I do at 55. The MACD cross up here was at 56 on November 4th. You're at 55.98. Let me see, because you're probably way up after today. Yeah, 58. I think you're going to be close to it's a little bit overbought. So I'd watch it a little bit here. I think you'll have an opportunity to buy this at 50 again. I think 50 is your price point on Micron. And if we go over to FinViz and we look at that one, remember the PE is 7. So this is the same PE as UMC. UMC just has a 12% dividend, by the way. But Micron, in my mind, I know Micron more than I know UMC. Let's see. Rivian, talk about trillions of dollars. UMC, Vero. Vero is one. We played this one. This was a pill, a COVID pill. And you can see the FDA did not approve Vero's COVID pill. So let's look at this chart of Vero, because Vero is making a full round trip. And you can't really see it when you pull back here. But see, it was trading about, see this gap here where it gapped up from $4 to $5? Yeah, that was a gap based on hype. Then it got all the way up to $6 and it gapped up to 10. Hype again. Then you've got all of this move from about $11 to $23. And since $23, you really haven't taken hold. It's just been moving down. You never really had a huge confirmation that this was going to be something that was big. Well, you made a full round trip, and now you're back down to about $5 in the pre-market. I wanted to bring that up just because you play in that pharma space and you take your profits when you can. So, one that is had a cross up and probably is doing really well in the pre-market is Rocket. Rocket Mortgage Companies. This is a housing play. Again, I'd rather see you play the DRV versus DRN. This is one that has a problem with, just its mortgages. It's not exciting. You had a $6.52 price cross up. MACD cross up. I think it's trading at 709 in pre-market. So you're moving up. The RSI is a little bit high, but I couldn't find anything after yesterday that told me, hey, this is going to be a great stock. This is going to be a great move, blah, blah, blah. You're going to want this one. Yeah, look at the gap up. It closed at about 652, and it's going to gap up here. So it's not great, but it is what it is. Let's look at our favorite Boyle, because I think KOLD had a cross up yesterday. Did Boyle get you out? Boyle got you out with a 7% loss yesterday at 38.19. So you had bought it at 39, sold it at 38. It's nothing exciting. Let's go over to Active Trader Pro and look at some of these. We'll go to Boyle first. And I don't know why this isn't updating, but it's not. I probably have to relog in. Boyle is at see, it's moved from 35 to 38. It's up 3% today. Again, I think that $40 is kind of a pivot point on BOIL. It kind of put its move in there right at about 40. There's some pretty good volume shelves. I'm back on active trade on TrendSpider. Kind of looking at the volume shelves here. I'll go back to TrendSpider so you can see. See this volume shelf right here? It's got 37 million shares. It's between 35 and 40. 39.62. So it's kind of, you can see it's kind of put in that kind of capitulation right there. There are bigger volume shelves up here at 54. I think with a good natural gas market, that's where you get pulled. The problem is the MACD is hitting that oscillator and it's kind of moving downward. The RSI is in no man's land. I don't know that I'd necessarily get in there. Let's look at the opposite. KOLD. Is this one that you really want to buy into? It's kind of doing the same thing, just between 17 and probably 20. It's right in the middle there. If I pull this back to its high, volume shelf below is at 14. Right below it is at 16.99 where there's a support. If you're going to buy into this one, the algorithm doesn't have you in either one of these. So let's go back to Active Trader Pro and look where we opened up at TQQQ. Because if it's anywhere above 20, I'm going to hit myself in the head. Boom. Come on. Pull you. Oh, mother ever. Hi, my name's Jim Cramer, and I want to apologize. It's at 2025. Ugh. And it's still got confirmation. Yeah. That was the play. Honestly, today I'm going to go hang my head. I got to stop at 10 o'clock, so I'm going to cut this one short. You're going to fly today. You're just going to fly. The catalyst today is just NVIDIA's up 7%. Go and read Sam Bankman-Fried's. I'm going to do it while I'm on YouTube Live. If you guys haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. It is there. It's in the link description. You'll see the link tree. On any of the platforms, if you're listening on the podcast, there's a link tree down below. If you're listening on YouTube Live, there's a link tree down below. If you're just on Instagram or Twitter, there's a link tree down below. Any of the platforms, I don't care, but it's there. Thank you to the supporters of the channel. I don't do this for money because, honestly, I make no money. I'm actually thinking of publishing. Jim Cramer's got a 25 trading tips PDF that he gives you for free. I may charge you $25 for the inverse Jim Cramer trading tips because, honestly, it'll be one page. It'll be whatever Jim Cramer says to buy, sell it. Whatever he says to sell, buy it. Yeah. He loved Disney, by the way. Let's look at Disney. He loved Disney. What's Disney doing today? Because $88 for Disney, I think it's a bargain. Honestly, he was Chapek's biggest fan. I think October 4th. He was bullish in his lightning round. I love Disney. I'm buying it for the club. I love it, love it, love it. Then yesterday he called for the firing of Chapek. Douche. What a douche. So yeah, Disney's still a great company. I mean, listen, again, if you're a parent and you've got children, tell me your kids aren't like dying to go to Disney and do stuff, and tell me that you're not going to spend $5 to $10 grand at Disney, easily. So, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna hang out on YouTube. My housekeeper may come, maybe not, but I gotta get the house ready at some point. So I got a hard stop at 10. Thank you again for the support. Thank you for listening. I did lose a bunch of listeners over the last week where I took off to work at Major League Soccer. I did a podcast with Rick yesterday, Election Insider with Richard Barron. The first 20 minutes is all about the plane, the fire in the plane where I was on, and me hanging out with the owner of the Philadelphia Union at the MLS Finals. Bucket list, absolute bucket list, getting to spend time during the game. Watch the game, watch the end of the game with an owner in an owner's box at a major sport. So If you want to do that, Election Insider with Richard Barron. It was yesterday's episode. First 20 minutes, completely me. So if you like to hear me talk, you can hear me talk to Rick there. And you don't have to listen to the rest of the politics stuff. But if you want to, if it's interesting, you can hear it. So any questions, hit me up on the socials. Do whatever you need to do. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We had a 44-minute podcast today. That was pretty good. Talk to you later. See you. Bye. Export song to disc. I think I talk too fast sometimes. Boy, that and the last 5 minutes of every freaking podcast is me thanking people. Boy, and you guys are freaking chatty today. Let's see. James, it doesn't matter what Jesse's target for. Jesse's high. Jesse doesn't have a target for TQQ. You know what? Jesse's target is high for TQQQ. I'm reading the comments. The market could run for. So here's what. I'll go back to. Let's go back to Safari View. Let's go to TQQQ. Here's what you have to know. This trades in options. And to get a triple levered ETF, they have to trade an enormous amount of options and they have to make bets. And it's all regulated. It does work. It's triple levered. Jeremy's telling me I'm the man. Hey, there's been a change in your average weight. What the hell is that about? Hold on. I got to look at this. Oh, mother effer. If you want, okay. Oh, this is killing me. Killing me. I'm taking a screenshot. You know what? Apple just body shamed me. I just got body shamed by Apple. They said there's a change in my weight average. And yet I'm 169 pounds for the last 9 weeks, whereas I was 166 pounds on average for the weeks before that. But you know what? Today, I don't care. Because you know why? Let me look at my account. Am I up? 6 figures? 7 figures? No, not 7. I'm up 6 figures. But I got to tell you, I'm down a good 6 figures for the month. God, that's horrible. My friend just disconnected Netflix. Okay, so I'm on TQQQ. See the gap here between 18 and 18? We covered it. Look at the gap. Created a new gap today. So here's the close yesterday at about, the high yesterday was at, let's go back to this candle. Why can't I? There we go. The high was $18.02, so $18. I got a good bank account, but yeah. By the way, did anybody find the tour of my house yesterday that I talked about? Do not disclose it, please. Do not disclose it if you find it. But if you do find it, you can message me and tell me that you found it. But here, so yesterday's high was $18. The low during the afternoon candle was $17.53. So you're going to create a gap between that 18 and the low today, which right now it's trading at $19.75. Let's go back to Active Trader Pro. You've had a downturn in TQQQ. This thing moves fast. It really moves fast. I do think that pivot point is 20. It's at 2026. But you know what? Active Trader Pro. Hold on. I got to get out of Active Trader Pro. It's not updating. No. I'm going to try and... Let me see. Can I force quit anything? There is nothing that needs to be force quit. Let me just quit GarageBand. I'm trying to free up some resources. And we'll open up Active Trader Pro again. I'll go back to the Safari view so you guys don't have to look. But you can see that gap is going to be dangerous. Yeah. Yes. And Joe, that's because it trades options during the day. It's an actively traded ETF. My understanding of this is that in order to keep a triple levered, it actually it does it on the futures, and it actively buys and sells futures during the day. It's on the price action. It's automated. It's kind of an algorithm, I believe, but that's what it does. And so it'll move. The more the NASDAQ moves, and the more successful it is in those algo trades, the more TQQ will move. It's triple levered, so it's supposed to move it 3 times, but sometimes the calculation, from what I understand, moves it more or moves it less. But if the NASDAQ is up, it will be up. If the NASDAQ is down, it will be down. But let's take a look at this. I don't know why my Active Trader Pro is so slow. I think I may have to reinstall it. Maybe that's what I do after I get off here. But let's go to TQ. BOIL at 37 has lost all of its mojo on a 1-minute chart. Yeah. I think people would short it too. There you go. It's below 20. It's kind of lost its mojo a little. Let me move over here. Here's the 1 minute. Now here's what you have to know. See how the Bollinger Bands, that blue shade? If you guys don't know Bollinger Bands, go and look up Bollinger Bands. I think TrendSpider has a good instructional video on it. Stochastics are good because they move faster than the RSI. MACD, look at this MACD right here. I wouldn't buy into that one with that one, but look at the volume. The volume level is shrinking as well. You had this huge volume right there when the announcement was made. You had this huge volume, but now it's kind of dying down, and it doesn't have the volume to keep it up. It's not up above its 9-day or. Let's move in so we can see. See, it's below that yellow line. Doesn't really have a lot of movement in each candle. Now, if we go to a 5-minute chart, Jim Cramer is going off about Sam Bankman-Fried. Hold on, let me upload this. I've got to quit a lot. I'm going to quit out of the Facebook group. Quit out of there. Quit out of there. Quit out of there. Quit out of there. Let me go to Anchor. I like the graphics package I've developed for this podcast. New episode. Okay, where is it? I know I exported that damn podcast. Mother ever, don't tell me I lost the podcast. Export song to disk. I guess not. I could have sworn I did. I don't see it though. T-Row. I thought you sold that, Zephin. Or I think that was the one that I told you to keep because I thought financials would do well. Shit, imagine if you had sold that one and gotten Snowflake, man. You wouldn't listen to me ever again. Oh, where's TQ? Why? And what I don't understand is why this filters. I have to delete Fidelity Active Tro and reinstall it. Did I cancel this for some reason? Let's look at T-Row for you. T-Row. Holy crap. T-Row price is up 10%. Holy dough. Holy dough. Okay, here you go, Zephin. Yeah. Seeing you had the cross up right here at 108. You're at 117. Look at that gap. And it's not even on a catalyst. There's no catalyst here. Other than the CPI report. Look at the RSI at 71. Holy cow. Phew. Active Trader Pro. I'm going to go back. Let me see. Yeah. It's 52-week high, which was ironically November 10th. So it was hitting 52-week highs of 218 this time last year. Let's see. This is a 2-year chart. Look at that. Go into FinViz and look at the PE and look at the analyst, the most yeah, Apple called me fat. I need to send that to my friends and say Apple body shamed me. Oh, but the alert's gone now. Veterans log all is taken. The Veterans Day, November 11th, or a special work by doing any workout of 11 minutes. Who doesn't do a workout for 11 minutes a day? Okay, if you're not doing at least an 11-minute workout, if you got the Apple Watch challenge for Veterans Day, and you're not doing a workout, what is going on here? Why can't I bounce this to a file? Hold on one second. Unless, no, it's not there. I have to GarageBand share, export song to disk. Say, oh, GarageBand for Mac OS. That's where it is. Okay. I'm going to put this on my desktop. That's why it is. I gotta find a finder. So now I have to desktop. Let's see. GarageBand for. Let's see, GarageBand. I think there's a folder. Ugh. Now I'm never going to be able to find my damn. Oh, let me do. Hold on. Where's my OBS? I don't know why you guys went to a black screen. There we go. You went to a black screen because. Let's see. Today is 11:10. Let's see, podcast. 1110. We're going to look for podcast 1110. No, why is it not? There it is. Shown in closing folder. There it is. We're going to move to trash. Move to trash. It was in the iCloud. That's what it was. Why am I storing that in the fucking iCloud? I don't want to move that in the iCloud. Podcast waveform. I got a lot of things. Zevin, why'd you bug me to open up a Facebook group? Man, what are you, Generation Z? I'm a boomer, man. Am I a boomer? I don't even know if I'm a boomer, to be honest with you. Create an episode. Okay, we're going to move that over there. Insert an ad. I'm going to do a happy transition today. Video's boring as hell, James. I'll spoil it for you. We're all happy. Ooh. Okay. Jesse, since you got dirty and said you're going to call your wife a banking deposit or whatever, the name here, I'll show you this. You guys will like this. iPhone cam. I'm going to open this up for you. Look at the name. Swapping tubes. Swapping tubes. Let's do 4:30 after I feed the dogs. I'll look at snow for you in a second. James, I'm going to keep the watch time up and just let me post this this podcast. I got to get my notes up. Let me see. F you, Zephin. Okay. Michelle, welcome.
Happy CPI Day.
I sang. Okay, it sounds good. Save episode. Michelle, I will look at Google, and James, I will look at snow in 1 second for you, and I'll look at it live. Just let me post the podcast, since that's why most people are here. And since we have women, you guys be respectful. We're not going to talk about swapping tubes and stuff anymore. Let's see. Let's see. Make a lot of money today. What should I title it? Okay, you guys comment 5-6 different title ideas for today. You listen to it. James, you're out, but you guys listen to the episode. What should I call it? What should I title it? And what kills me is the titles. I think I said this. I'm shocked I lost 1,000 listeners. over the week that I took off. I guess that's my own fault for doing it every day and getting people used to it. But I'm shocked that I lost. You know what? I think I figured out a title. Crypto crash, what you need to know. CPI, markets, money, market update, 11/10/22. Okay. I'm going to do this for you. Where's my doc? Chat doc. There we go. Is TQQ dying? Let me see. TQQ's still up above 20. We're going to go to a 1 minute chart. Look, TQQ. You guys are nuts, man. Look at that confirmation on TQQQ. Look at that. It lost it, went back below 20, regained it, and is going for another run. That's my title, by the way. Apple. Oh, that's what you wanted. The Jesse F you. Michelle, I swear I'm gonna get to Google. Just give me time to. Okay, let's see. Crypto. Sam Bankman-Fried. Is that? Hold on. How do you spell his name? I think it's SBF on Twitter. There he is. SBF _. Let me see. Here. This is what you want if you're even thinking about crypto. He posted 20 different updates. This is Sam. I'm sorry. That's the biggest thing. I fucked up and should have known better. Doesn't excuse it. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the thread that you're going to want to read through. I think it's going to 25 today, to be honest. You know what I haven't looked at? I haven't looked at why didn't that just post? Oh, there we go. Yeah, James McKesson, man. I went over McKesson for you. It's interesting. It's just not. Okay, let's go. How do you spell his name? Sam Bankman-Fried. It's Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried. I thought that's what it was. Inflation subsiding. Fed may slow down rate increases. Markets exploding. Okay. Oh, I got to turn off that. Michelle, I swear I'm getting to it right now. I don't mean to have you guys hold on, but XPO, D-Man, kudos on XPO. Snow, McKesson, TOL, Workday, Rivian, BITO, Novogratz, UMC, MU, QCOM. Viru is what I talked about. Tesla. I'm going to put all the ARKs in. And by the way, energy stocks are up too. ARKW, ARKG, ARKF. Scans, Rocket Mortgage. There we go. I'm glad you're enjoying, Michelle. Everything's rolling, man. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, rolling. Twitter. Okay. Let me go back to episodes. And I'm going to copy this. And we're going to post on Twitter. I'm going to do a lot more symbols. To keep rolling, rolling, rolling. I'm going to post one because somebody, at one point in time, somebody yelled at me for not alerting Twitter when I posted a podcast. And that kind of has given me PTSD. By the way, I will tell you guys an update. Remember, I don't know if I told you this on the podcast, but ever since that plane fire, I did a pretty decent PTSD. It was over the kids crying and stuff like that. I would just get these nightmares in the middle of the night of the people crying that they were going to die. And then that the sound of the alarm is what really triggered me. So I did have that, but good news is I don't seem to have it anymore. SPY, MSFT, Amazon, GOG. Okay, that's it. We'll post this one, and then I will get to your okay. Jesse, high five. Nice job. I love when you guys make money. I love it. It does, it gives me. Jim Cramer. Crypto's way up today. Cramer 4 hours. Get out. It's a 150 voucher, and no, I gotta set my shit. They were supposed to be here by 10. No, I haven't gotten anything, but I do have to call back. It was a 150 voucher. F those people. Okay, let's go back to Safari View. There I am. I love that. By the way, I love cartooning myself. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, I post a lot of that stuff. Okay, hold on. So, I'm going back up. I know Michelle wanted me to look at Google. James, I would... Let me look at snow for you. So here's my view on snow. You were so beaten up. And remember I said there's going to be that gap? The candle has to close for this gap to actually fill kind of in. So here is yesterday's close. Here's yesterday's candle. So your open was at 126. Your high was at 126. Your low was at 123. Your close was at 126. So you basically, in the afternoon, went from 123 to 126. The candle goes to 126. You opened today at 139. Well, I shouldn't say you opened at 140. It's traded down to 139. Right now it's at 146. Here's the 9-day right here. So whereas in yesterday's candle you had no confirmation, you're above the 9-day and it's dragging it up. You're crossing the 21 day, which is super bullish. This death cross right here of the 50 day that happened on November 8th in the afternoon, so just 2 days ago in the afternoon, that would cause me problems if for some reason I didn't think this 200 day was going north. And it's still north. Look at, if I've got to go get the volume shelf here. If we pull this back to its recent highs. So who's holding here? See that volume shelf right there? It's at 170. Hold on to snow. In fact, I may add to it. I think 140 today, 140 is your pivot point on snow. It's at 146. It's up 16%. But this one will continue to fly because people will start getting into some of these other, these big, high flying names. So, okay. Now I feel like there should be like a whoa. Michelle, I'm going to Google. And Alexis on Instagram always asks me. I think she's asked me like 3 times. By the way, Jesse, I got an alert and I didn't let you guys know on DRN yesterday. But Alexis always asks me, which one do I buy, GOOGL or GOOG? So mark this down and write this in your Apple Notes. You guys all should have iPhones. There should be no Android phones in this group whatsoever. Apple Notes, write it down. GOOG is what Google buys back when they buy back stock. GOOGL gives you voting rights. So traditionally, GOOGL has been the more caviar style of stock. It's been the Cartier of stocks versus GOOG. But let's just do this. Let's go to CNBC.com. And this is where I like to do my comparisons. Oh, stop. There's a crypto billionaire. He fucked up. Oh, they're getting really risque on CNBC by putting the dashes in there. I'll go to DRN after this too. So here, we're going to go year to date, okay? And then we're going to do a comparison. See, you guys can do this too. GOOGL. And where is it? They're kind of trading in tandem. Hold on, we're going to go to compare to stocks year-to-date performance. And where is this coming out? To bar chart. Is bar chart going to give it to me? Let me see. Let's try this. Let's try bar chart. Enter symbols. GOG. Compare symbols. Oh, stop. No. There we go. Where's let's see. Performance, 1 month, 6 month. Look at that. Down 18.33 in 6 months. Down 5.2%, down 4.63%, 3 month. Where's the year to date? It's not going to do it. Let's go back. And we're going to go to this one. I don't want to create a free chart. No, I don't want that. Stock charts. Mother effer. Trust me. You know what? I'm not going to do that. Let's go back. Let's look at GOG. Hey, Barb. GOG. I'm just a moron. Okay, let me get fired up again. You gapped up today. Again, the candle has to close for you to see the actual gap up. But see, this is the afternoon candle. The close was 87.40. The high was 88.45. So the candle goes up to 88.45. Then this morning candle, you opened up at 92. Your low is 91. So you've got a gap here between 88.45 and 91.65. Plus you have this MACD cross up. Plus you have an RSI that's rising. Plus you have a volume bar chart that's up. Why wouldn't you get into Google? Stefan, I think that's a falling. I think it's good to get out on up days. It's good to get in on down days. Good to get out on up days. Now let's say DRN. I'm telling you, I had a cross up here. Buy at 964. You're at 1078. Look at that. 930 yesterday, 964. I got the afternoon alert. I didn't alert you guys because things were so bad. I was on my 10-mile run yesterday. And I got the alert and I didn't put it out there. Pfizer. I own Pfizer. You know what? How do you spell Pfizer? What's the symbol? Hold on. I got to look up the symbol. I'm having a total Alzheimer's moment right now. And if you guys don't know, I do have some, I haven't gotten tested for it. I probably should. Holy crap. God. My portfolio. Hold on. Let's just look. Okay. So we'll move over to Active Trader Pro. And you can't see it. Ugh, screw it. So down on Active Trader Pro on the bottom, I have the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. The Dow Jones is up 2.5%. The NASDAQ is up 5.59. The S&P is up 3.97. So around an average of 4%. My portfolio is up 7.25%. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Woo! So, Michelle, did I answer your Google question? Should I look at it? See, you've got that here with Google. You got a gap. Hold on. Let's go. That's DRN. You don't want to look at gaps at all those. See, here's GOGL. You got this gap up here between 98 and 103. And you probably have it on GOOG too. I own GOOGL, by the way. Just so you're aware, I do own GOOGL because I bought it because I fell into the voting rights. Here's the thing about voting rights. Yes, they're important. Larry and Sergey own so many shares, you're never going to get to vote. Your vote won't matter. It's kind of like, voting for Stacey Abrams here in Georgia. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Brian Kemp will never get my vote after he cocked a shotgun and said he will round up all the immigrants with his school bus. Just sat wrong with me ethically. Can't vote for a guy like that. If you're going to be that desperate for votes, can't vote for it. Just like DeSantis, like some of his policies, I think they're pretty common sense. Can't vote for a guy who yells at kids. He yelled at kids to not wear masks. You don't yell at kids. You just don't. You ask them kindly and you be nice. They're standing with the freaking governor. This is the opportunity of their lifetime. They're going to remember this day forever. And you yell at them for wearing a mask because you're that conceited and that turned off? Well, you know what? Tell them, listen, I don't agree with masks. And he did say this. He said, you have the choice to wear it. But he got very angry and very frustrated. I mean, the guy's got anger issues. He's a bully. That's my problem with him. Oh, sorry. This is my political thing. Dog's crying. But yeah, Google, you got this gap up here. You got another gap up here. It's going to go and move to that 200 day. You're going back to 106. You watch. Meta. Remember I said buy Meta under 100? Had $95 cross up and you had all these gaps up here. You're going back to 140. Zuckerberg, by the way, the most disingenuous thing I think a CEO can do, in my mind, is when you lay off 3,000 people, is to get on a Zoom call. I commend him saying it was my decision. What I don't like is, this was very hard for me to do. Meanwhile, a month from now, this guy's going to take pictures with his family and post it on social media from his vacation house in Hawaii. With him, the kids opening up all of their new gifts, which, by the way, they have a want for nothing. And yeah, that's my problem. He should have come on there and say, yes, it was my decision. I apologize. I understand that this isn't what any of us wanted. But this is business. We're going to do whatever we can do to try and help you through this process. I want to thank you for your contributions to this company. This is my fault. I take total ownership of this. Don't say you're sorry and that it was tough for you. It's not fucking tough for you. Hate CEOs like that. I mean, again, maybe I'm just nitpicky. But I can't get over that. But yeah, you had this cross up. Great one. You know what? What was also another good one that I reached that you guys never asked me about? Look at this chart. Remember back here, beginning of October, probably around October 3rd, where this cross up happened, and I said book value of Goldman Sachs is around 300. Look at where you are today, 370. 20% on a name that's a blue chip stock. There's no way I'm buying it now. But you're doing well. But hopefully you're still watching, Michelle, and hopefully I answer your question on Google. DRN, could we be moving into a pretty good housing market? I kind of question my real estate agent who I have lunch with all the time. He said people aren't buying down on houses. They're just assuming that they will be able to refinance. And I think that's a pretty good indication. High five, Michelle. Yeah, what is Pfizer's? Hold on. Why can't PFE? Ugh. Sorry, Zephyr. It's covered the gap. It's using the 200 day as its resistance. I think if you sold it for anywhere around 47, with the 47 handle, you did fine. I hold Pfizer. And I hold Pfizer because they continue to buy companies with patents. They continue to do well. In fact, let me go into my Fidelity account and look at all investments. And it was a large purchase at the time, but because my portfolio has become so large, it's not that big of a position anymore. Today it's worth $7,500. I am up 80% on this. And cost basis, I bought hold on. Date acquired. That's what I want. I bought on, oh God, where is it? There we go. I bought 100 shares August 7th, 2012 at $22.63 for Pfizer. Again, I'm up 80%. That's over what? 10 years. Not the greatest buy, but some stocks that you buy just won't make you rich. They're just there to provide you a dividend, provide you the cash, and provide you the opportunity to continue to make money. Let's go to Active Trader Pro. And then I got to get off here. I got to go. I'm trying. My fat ass, listen, before Apple body shamed me by telling me that I was fat, I knew I was fat. So I've been running / walking 10 miles a day. I didn't do a full 10-mile run. I don't think my body can take a 10-mile run. But let's go SOXL. It's got confirmation. I don't know that it's above those Bollinger Bands. This one's up 20% today, by the way. Holy shit. Okay, this just blew my mind. The indices all went positive for the month. Let me see I'll tell you what Pfizer's dividend. It's not great. Its dividend yield right now is 3.42. But here's the deal, Evan, and I'll show you. Let's go back to Safari View, and I'll show you Pfizer. And since it's a 10-year, we'll go to a weekly. Let's see. Can I get back to 2012 on the weekly? I think I can. Yeah, I can. So here's what you have to know about Pfizer. When I bought it, I didn't know too much about like moving averages and stuff. It was August 2012. It had already had its run. It had moved, and then it dipped down. I never really lost money on this one. It came back to the 200-day here. There were opportunities to buy it. Look at this COVID one. Right around, COVID low was 20. You've doubled your money since COVID. I do reinvest my dividends. Now I reinvest my dividends. But from time to time, what I do is I sell the shares so that, it's tax stuff. You have to be, constantly just think about tax stuff. There were two people recently who asked me about employee purchase programs that their companies had. Their companies had employee purchases for stock. The first one was offering 15% off, and it's a blue weather. It's a travel company, but it's one that everyone has heard of. I said, you're crazy if you don't put in the absolute maximum amount that you can, because my goal is always to make 10% on a trade, and you're making 15%. Just look at how long you have to hold it, because sometimes with those, there's like a year where you have to hold it a year and you can't sell it for a year, and you get it for an average price. The other thing that I think I told one of the two, but you probably should do it, is make sure they're not doing a secondary offering through the employees. That typically will mean that they're issuing more stock. So I think that. But for dividends, you really want to look at your tax position, because when you get paid a dividend, whether you buy the additional stock or not, you actually have to pay taxes on that dividend. So just for shits and giggles, say you made $100 in dividends. That goes to your income level, and dividends get taxed last, I believe. So remember, in the U.S., we're in a marginal tax system. So up until a certain point, you pay one rate. Up until a certain point, you pay another rate. Up until a certain point, you pay another rate, blah, blah, blah. And then you get your average tax, that you've actually paid. Your dividends, if you're a high net worth earner, your dividends are getting taxed somewhere at like 50%. So even if you buy another stock, you have to, you're getting taxed, say you make $100 in dividend. If you're a high earner, you may be getting taxed as much as $50 on that $100. So anything that you can do to kind of bring down that tax helps. But I do reinvest the dividends. And there's a single reason why I reinvest dividends. It's not because the stocks that I buy that pay dividends are great. Some of them are absolute dogs. And they pay too high in dividend. MPLX, up until the COVID and the energy crisis, was one that was just giving away. They were paying you, but every quarter they paid a dividend. You could see it come out of the stock and it would never recover. Since the COVID happened, here, let's look at MPLX. This is an energy one, that a master limited partnership that Exxon spun off, and I bought right around COVID, and I've continued to hold it. But you can see as the dividends have been paid, it comes out of it and it comes back. So I haven't necessarily got rid of this one. It's like an 8, 9, 10% dividend. It's been great. But the single reason why I reinvest dividends is if I don't reinvest the dividends, I tend to hold cash a lot. And cash does me no good, especially dividend amounts. I don't make, I think last year or 2 years ago, and I hope this isn't a flex whatsoever. Please, it's not a flex. I think I make somewhere in the neighborhood of $12,000 to $15,000 a year in dividends. To most people, that is incredibly, incredibly good. I don't invest in a lot of dividend stocks. The majority of my money is in high growth, and it's worked out for me. But holy crap, 7.2%. Today's a winner. Okay, I gotta go running. Walking, clean up for the cleaning lady, my housekeeper. SOXL is up 19% at $11. Let's look at SOXL real quick. And you know what? Let's look at what's my biggest mover today. ARK F, AMD, ARK K, ARK W, DraftKings, Etsy. Palantir is my biggest mover. I'm sorry. Shopify and Snowflake are my... Oh, I'm sorry. Square is my biggest mover. Square is my biggest mover. Square is my biggest mover. Bum, bum, bum. Look at that entry at $9.27. $11 is your swing on this one, by the way. For today, if you're day trading SOXL, it's putting this volume. Let me go back to Active Trader Pro. So see this volume shelf right here? And again, this is it's even less than a 1 day. But right now, that is your pivot between 1070 and 1089 if you're day trading this one. Don't buy today, Zephan. I mean, here's the thing. Remember, I always tell you, when you have a trade, you have to identify that trade before you get into it. And if you have cash on hand, here's what I'd tell you. This is what I'd tell my own the people I mentor and stuff. If you're going to use that cash in the next 6 months, don't invest it. If it's for rent, if it's for food, if it's for your car payment, don't invest it because it could be gone. And that's 6 months. If you're looking at cash that you have on hand that you won't need for 6 months, then you have to identify, do I want to use this for long-term trade? Do I want to use this for a medium-term trade? Or do I want to use this for a short-term trade? NVIDIA is up $11 at $148. This one has been just, it's a great stock. Chips are flying. AMD is up 10% today. God. QQQ is up $13 today. SPY up $15. I think you're going to run into that 390 on SPY. It's at 389 right now. I think you run into that 390 as resistance. If you're looking for a short-term trade, I think today was the short-term trade, and my guess is you've missed out. If you're looking for a medium-term trade, I think what you look at is you look at Apple. Apple is at what? Let's look at Apple. I think it's at 148 now. I always say, 143. It's at the day's highs. But his 52-week high was in January at 182. I think Apple may have turned around. Let's go back to Safari View. Because here's the thing, Zephin. If I've got a medium-term trade, I keep having to show your stocks because you curse, Jesse. But I'm allowed to curse. I don't think you guys are allowed to curse. I haven't put that this channel is for kids, but here's Apple. So Apple's an interesting one, and the reason I say for a medium-term or a short or a long-term trade, Apple's just one of those companies where, I don't mind holding. And I think you have put in at 135 a significant bottom here. Look at June. You got that 135 right there. You went down into the 120s in June. Well, 130 to 135 is putting in a pretty good support level. Let's go to daily. I think you're going to see. We'll move this back here. And this is all up. But look at that. That's at 139. That 140 was, it's a pretty good support level. If I just take this and I move this, watch this line. There's your support. And that support is right at about 135, 136. If I move this down here, can I move it? I guess I can't. Let's remove this. Remove all annotations. If you wanted to, you could. There's a gap here. Let's see, between 107 and 106. But I just don't see. Let's see. Escape. Let's move this back to the gap to see where the volume shelf is. Because I do think that people... Oh, and it's just going to move back there. Come on, why won't it move back here? That gap is on July 31st, 2020. That was when I think the split, 5-for-1 split was announced. So we're going to move back to July 2020. We're going to take this... And we're going to move this to, there we go, to here. See this volume shelf right here at about 130? Right here. Let's move this back a little bit. You'll clearly see there's this volume shelf here at about 125. And then there's this volume shelf at 150. In between is no man's land. Snow is kind of the same thing. But I'm a guy that buys Apple, bought Apple. I'm not buying any more Apple. I'm telling my parents to buy Apple. Look at this, this was 2018 when they started raising rates. Let's see, when that touched the 200. The 200 is down at 110, where there's a significant volume fall off. But I don't think you're getting down there. I just don't think that Apple's going down there. I think anything with a 140 handle is a good buy on Apple. I think anything with a 130 handle is a fantastic buy for Apple. I think anything, if it goes down to 120 again, I think you load up the Brinks truck and just go. So, okay. I am out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good luck today. I hope everybody makes fortunes, and I hope everybody tips me. Because my dog had a seizure last night. We may have a vet appointment of another $1,000. I don't want to guilt you. Not leaving on a bad